Starting now.
Okay. Hi everyone.
Hello.
Hello, hi.
Today we will be discussing the Horizon Report 2016 K-12 edition, and especially about the key trends.
Okay, so the short-term trends were students as creators and coding as literacy. I'm gonna start with students as creators. Students as creators pretty much refers to how children need to learn through creating instead of consumption, where they're normally just in a classroom and teachers just telling them the stuff and they're just consuming it and not really participating. Whereas with the creating, they're actually creating what they're learning. So like with the especially things like Instagram and Snapchat, where they're used to like creating these short videos about whatever it is they want, you can tweak that and use that for them to storytell or things like that when it comes to like their education. And then the other thing it talked about was like game development making and just developing their own like almost like a brand online, and that creates like young entrepreneurs because they're learning how to do all of those things in a safe manner through school. And then coding as literacy was actually pretty interesting. It was talking about how like coding obviously refers to like set of rules that the computers use to understand how to work and stuff. Like kind of like, we kind of coded when we did MySpace back in the day, to create your backgrounds and stuff. But now it's so big and so broad that they want to actually start incorporating coding into the curriculum for K through 12, just because it's something that you're going to start needing. And then they've noticed and they're predicting that in 2020, there's going to be 1.4 million computing jobs and probably only about 400,000 computer science majors from college. So there's going to be all these jobs and there's nobody's going to know how to do them. But if you at least have some kind of background in your K through 12, like going up schooling, you at least know the basics. So that's something that they're looking at, and they want to integrate. So they want to integrate coding and schooling. And I know on my campus, since we're 1-to-1, we are technology. Like when they go to technology class, they're learning how to code. Like they're already learning how to code and how to set up things. And then you can use coding obviously into like creating your own games, creating your own websites. And instead of using these websites where it's cut and paste, where you just like answer the questions and it makes it for you, they can literally go in and manipulate the content how they want, and it just makes it more user friendly for them as they get older, especially with phones and stuff like that. They're going to be able to code through their phones and just create whatever they want. It's pretty much about them allowing them to create. And you can see these short term already. Like I said, we're already learning, teaching the kids how to code. And we use Padlets and things like that, so where kids can create their own videos and videos submit me like their answers to like essay questions. Like they submit me their essay, but then they give me like a short summary of their essay, like, and I literally watch it on the screen when I'm at home to make sure they're doing their work and making sure they're not. For me, it's more to make sure they're not cheating off each other. Like you can copy somebody's essay, but you can't copy somebody else's video because it's your face talking. So that's like I can already see these things happening with my school. That's all I got.
And that kind of reminds me of why on my district, there's a big push for more coding.
Mm-hmm.
I was involved in a coding camp over the summer, and they thought about making coding as part of the curriculum as well, like during their like in school tutorial time. So that kind of goes. I really like that, and I can already see it being implemented now.
Yeah, I can see it too.
I know why.
In the midterm trend, accelerating technology adoption for the next 3 to 5 years. Collaborative learning refers to students and teachers working together in peer-to-peer or group activities. Successful collaborative learning strategy increases student achievement, discussion, confidence, and active learning. Deeper learning approaches are expected also to impact schools over the next 3 to 5 years, engaging students in critical thinking, problem solving, collaboration, and self-directed learning. Students who learn how their knowledge and skill impact the world around them are able are better able to develop ideas themselves and take control of how they engage with the subject. And this is for the midterm.
Okay. For the long term, I have the redesigning of the learning spaces. With the integration of more technology into the classroom, there is a shift from teacher-centered instruction to, of course, more student-centered instruction, which is changing the roles and impacting student learning. In the report, it mentioned student achievement increased by 15% when the classroom was redesigned with the focus on pedagogy and layout. And I believe this research to be true, in my personal opinion, because I've witnessed it, a lot of growth in my students in their performance with the integration of like Kagan cooperative learning structures and technology integration, to like if they have to respond using their clickers, I can informally assess them throughout the lesson to kind of gauge their understanding and be able to provide immediate remediation and extension of the lesson. And also the flexible seating is also a major component of the redesigning of the learning spaces, is to help the students learning environment be more comfortable and more relaxing for the students. So that kind of the shift on the focus on more student centered, which is I definitely see it now. There's a lot student they're trying to get away from the rows and things like that, and the standard desk and chairs, and like having like the stability balls and different opportunities for students to be able to sit in different places throughout the classroom that may be a little bit more relaxing than the standard desk and chair. The second aspect of the long-term part was the rethinking of how schools work. It states that K through 12 leaders are beginning to pilot competency-based models that certify the mastery of specific skills through students' active demonstration of knowledge in real-life scenarios. And it kind of reminded me of what Veronica said earlier about how her students are recording themselves and responding to that. And I think that also goes with what they were talking about in the Horizon report, to make it more applicable to their lives. I think that this obviously is a great idea because it allows for students to take the knowledge that they have acquired and apply it in ways that are relevant to them. It also was a really cool fact. Something that's going on in the Bronx. It says in the Bronx, there's some new approaches being implemented that will allow for more self-guided, personalized learning experiences. The students are able to kind of tailor their education more towards them and their needs and things like that. And they've had a lot of success with that. And I think that is a really awesome that they're doing that. And it also goes with the ST standard of being an empowered learner. By being an empowered learner, the SE standard states that students leverage technology to take an active role in choosing, achieving, and demonstrating their competency in their learning goals informed by learning sciences. So I think that goes hand in hand with that empowered learning SE standard.
Mm-hmm.
And that's it for my long-term section.
Yeah, I like what you said about flexible seating. I have flexible seating in my classroom. So we have yoga balls and inflatable chairs, and we have regular desk and chairs. But like if they earn the right, they can swap their chair out for like a yoga ball. And then we, like I said, in the library, like in my classroom library, there's like inflatable chairs and stuff for them to sit on. So we have flexible seating. My school's starting to go towards flexible seating, like hardcore. And we're not allowed to sit in rows. Our desks have to be in groups of 4 or more. They're not allowed to sit in rows.
Yeah, cooperative learning. I do that a lot in my class. But did you have to get like a grant or something? Is that something like your district is pushing?
No, it was just like stuff we've collected or gotten donated. Like each teacher is in charge of their own room. So I had stuff donated, like through donors' choose and stuff like that.
Awesome. Okay.
Five Below is like the best place for like inflatable chairs, by the way. It's like $5 per chair.
Okay, good information.
Yeah. But that's it.
All right, thank y'all for listening.
Thank you.